Well, we're here talking property today with Anthony Keane, the editor of Your Money, which is a national publication. Welcome, Anthony.
Good to be here. Thanks, Anthony.
How do you feel about the Fleurieu? How do you feel about the mid-north, upper north?
Look, I think that those areas all have a good potential. If you look at regional properties, typically the capital gain hasn't been as high, but you get a better rent for them. But I mean, you look at some of the growth in those northern areas over the recent years has been pretty good with the mining, the activity that has been happening. That's only going to increase in those areas. So you're going to have a lot of people wanting to buy near their place of work, and also the Fleurieu. I mean, it's such a beautiful area. You've got the ageing population demographic coming into play there as well. As the baby boomers retire, they might be downsizing their city, their 4-bedroom city home to an apartment and spending more on their coastal property.
Anthony, that's exactly what we've been experiencing, where people are selling the big backyard, buying something really low maintenance, either a courtyard style home or an apartment now, a big apartment, and then they're buying houses down on the coast. And you're right, it is a pretty place close to town, and exactly what you're saying. Now, how do you think that'll impact on prices for the investors who are looking at these areas? I
think it's back to the old supply and demand thing. You've got to while there's low demand and higher supply, that's the time to strike. I think we're talking about a bit of a long-term sort of move. As your baby boomers are now sort of the first ones are into their 60s, but there's a good sort of 10 or more years of that to keep coming through. So, and overall, I wouldn't expect that the regional prices are going to divert too much from the capital city prices. They're obviously a little bit lower, but as the capital city prices rise, your regional areas are going to rise as well. Plus there's the added bonus of some of those extra things like mining and defence and the ageing population too.
I think also the announcement by the Labor government of putting in not a one-way highway or freeway down to the south coast will actually create as big an impact as the tunnel did for the hill suburbs.
Yes. Where
we saw a spike in pricing. So I think the Fleurieu in particular can look forward to potentially a bit of a spike at that time.
Oh, exactly. Well, the expressway, it's a great piece of infrastructure, as long as you're driving on at the right time of day these days. But yeah, it was a bit of a joke, wasn't it? So let's hope we get that fixed pretty quickly. But you're right, that's really going to just improve those transport times fantastically well.
So final comment for the Fleurieu property owners or people looking at the Fleurieu, any final tip?
Look, I think it's got as good a growth potential as any place around the state. I'd love to live there rather than in the city, and I'm sure that there's a lot more people that are going to be looking that way in the future.